In Warlord Saga of the Storm, you play the role of a powerful commander in the fantasy setting of the Accord Lands and beyond. Your people are in conflict with their enemies, and you must do what it takes to achieve victory. Your cards represent the party members, equipment, and spells or tactics you have at your disposal as you engage in battle. The objective of the game is to defeat all opposing warlords. If you are the last player to control a warlord, you win the game. To play a 1v1 game, both players simultaneously present their starting army from their deck, placing it face up in front of them, creating their formation. All characters in play must adhere to your formation, which is comprised of cards in a series of ranks. The starting army consists of one character with the Warlord character type in the 3rd rank, 2 second level characters in the 2nd rank, and 3 first level characters in the 1st rank. A character's level is the big number in the middle left of the card. The symbol around the number is the character's class, and the shade of the symbol represents their alignment. From here, play proceeds in 5 phases: the ready phase, the draw phase, the initiative phase, the order phase, and the end of turn phase. Let's go through each of these. During the ready phase, all players simultaneously turn their cards 90 degrees back towards the upright position. Spent cards, the sideways ones, become ready, or upright, and stunned cards, the ones that are upside down, become spent, or sideways. Next is the draw phase. Players may discard any cards from their hands that they wish. Then, all players draw one card after another until they have a number of cards in their hand equal to their hand size, which is 5 by default. If a player has more cards in their hand than their hand size, then they do not need to discard any. They simply may not draw more during this phase. Afterwards is the initiative phase. To roll for initiative, each player's warlord simultaneously rolls a die and adds any appropriate bonuses. The player whose warlord rolls highest goes first in the order phase, re-rolling any ties, and play proceeds clockwise from that player. If a player rolls a 20 or a 1 on initiative, then they critically succeed or fail their initiative roll. This critical rule also applies to every other roll in Warlord, regardless of modifiers. The order phase is when everything happens. During the order phase, each player gives one order at a time or passes, starting with the player who won initiative. When that order or pass is done, the player to the left gives an order or passes, and so on. The order phase continues with each player issuing orders until all players pass consecutively, ending the order phase. Giving an order consists of one of the following: put a character into play from your hand, have one of your characters perform an order, or pass. When you cannot give any more orders, or simply do not want to, you must pass. If you pass but your opponent does not, then the order phase does not end, and you may still give an order later. In other words, passing does not forfeit your right to perform additional orders for the turn. Let's go over all the possible orders you may do during your order phase in more detail. As an order, you may take a character from your hand and add it to your army by putting it into play in your formation. You must place the character in a rank exactly equal to its level. A character may be placed on the far left, far right, or between 2 other characters in that rank. You may not put a character into play if it would result in an illegal rank, which will be covered shortly. Another order that you can give during the order phase is to have one of your characters perform an order. The orders that your characters can perform are maneuver, equip an item from your hand, perform an attack, perform an order from an action card in your hand, or perform an order on a card that is already in play. To maneuver, spend or turn your character sideways and move it forward or backward 1 rank, or to a different position in its current rank. Whenever any characters move or change position in your formation, you must check to see if an illegal rank was created and correct illegal ranks immediately. An illegal rank is one that has more characters in it than the rank in front of it. When an illegal rank occurs, you must fall characters forward until your formation does not have any more illegal ranks. When characters fall forward, if they are ready or upright, they become spent or sideways. If they are already spent, then they become stunned, or upside down. Stunned characters that fall forward do not change their state or suffer further penalty. As an order, you may equip an item from your hand to a ready or spent character to enhance their abilities. To equip an item, the character's level plus the number of the rank they currently occupy must be equal to or greater than the item's level, and the character must be of the same class as the item, or the item must be classless. If the character meets these requirements, they equip the item by putting the card into play under the character. Using an order to perform an attack consists of spending a ready character you control to perform a number of consecutive melee strikes. All strikes from an attack must target opposing characters that are within 1 rank of your attacking character. To perform a melee strike, spend the character, then roll a 20-sided die and add the strike's attack modifier to the result. For a strike, the modifiers used are the numerals found in the axe icon on the top left of the character, plus any additional strikes granted from other cards or abilities that specify attack. If the total number is equal to or greater than your target's armor class, or AC, the number found in the top right, then you hit and inflict a wound on the target. Some actions require a character to make a skill check or save against a certain difficulty class, or DC. To do this, roll a 20-sided die and add the character's skill, the number in the bottom left. If the total is equal to or greater than the DC, then the character succeeds with the check or save. The action that generated the check or save will describe the effects of success or failure. Some cards grant the ability to perform ranged strikes. A ranged strike is a lot like a melee strike, except that a ranged strike must target a character an additional rank away, effectively shooting over one rank. For example, a character making a ranged strike from your second rank targets a character in the first rank of another formation, and a ranged strike from your first rank targets a character in the second rank of another formation. You may not target a character within one rank with a ranged strike. Whenever one of your characters is going to perform a ranged strike, choose any other character 2 ranks away from your character to be the target of the strike. Roll a 20-sided die and add the bonus of the ranged strike, usually the number before the words on the card. If the total is equal to or greater than your target's armor class, then you hit, and inflict a wound on the target. A character's attack bonus or its number of melee strikes has no effect on its ranged strikes. If a character ever has a number of wounds equal to their health, which is written on the bottom right, then they are killed, and they, and any cards attached, go to their owner's discard pile. Afterwards, check if this results in any illegal ranks, and if so, fall characters forward to fix them. Remember that if a player's last remaining Warlord is no longer in play, whether killed by an attack or some other effect, that player loses, and all of their cards in play are removed from the game. When there is only one player remaining, they are victorious. In addition to the other orders mentioned, a character may perform an action card from your hand to generate an effect. Select a character you control to perform the action card, and put the card into play in the action zone. A character may only perform action cards that say order as an order. Action cards that say react are performed whenever the card says it is to be performed. Some characters have orders written in their text box that can be used when they are in play to generate an effect. Select a character you control to perform an action printed in their game text, printed in the game text of an attached action or an equipped non-stunned item, or granted by a feat or another card effect. Remember that a character may only perform in-play abilities that say order on them as an order. Some cards have the word react on them. Reacts are slightly different from orders. They do not cost an order to perform, and if the card's text allows it, can sometimes be played during an opponent's order. A react will always tell you exactly when to perform it. The player who won initiative always gets to react first, and if multiple reacts happen at the same time, resolve the reacts in order of initiative. After all players pass consecutively, the end of turn phase begins. Resolve any effects that last until the end of turn, or that state that they happen at the end of the turn. After this is complete, the old turn ends, and a new one begins, starting again with the ready phase. Now you know everything you need to get started playing. Check the description for full rules and keywords to answer any questions that might come up. Good luck, and may the best Warlord win.